Okay, we are live again. Take two. Let's see if that fixes those technical issues. And LaDonna is back. And Robbie, thank y'all. LaDonna, if you'll let us know, please, if that's better. There's Sherry and Lisa. I think what may be the issue is my Fitbit. I had to put it in timeout last night because it kept buzzing every few minutes on the dresser. So I don't know if that's the problem. Just let us know, okay? If this sounds better. Give us just a second. To find the video on the iPad so we can see your comments. Well, we're on the struggle bus this morning, y'all. Sorry about that. I promise we have some super cute projects for you. Okay, Robbie says it's good. Got several of you back. So sound is good, it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So like I said, we're struggling a little bit with our allergies today, so I apologize for that. And Dale continues to celebrate his birthday through the end of August, I've been informed. So he had a really good birthday. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. And thanks, LaDonna, for tagging those people. That really helps. Okay, we are going to be using a really, really cute stamp set today. And we've had a lot of fun making projects with this little stamp set. And I know we had our holiday catalog launch last weekend, but we are going to take a little step back to the annual catalog and to the Beginners Brochure. Oops, I don't know where this came from. That's not supposed to be out yet. So I don't think that I sent out Beginners Brochures when I sent out annual catalogs, but it is another little brochure that Stampin' Up! Has. We started this a couple years ago. It has some things for beginners, hence the name Beginners Brochure. What I like about this is there are some exclusive products in this little brochure. There's also, just like last year, this is kind of a little bit of a smaller stamp set that coordinates with flowers for every season that's in our annual catalog. Here's that cute fruit stamp set. And then there's also this super cute little zebra set. And I'll show you a sample from it. So just a way for someone that's just starting out stamping to not be quite so overwhelmed. It actually tells some of the basic supplies that they would need. Talks a little bit about paper pumpkin. So really more geared towards beginner stampers, but of course these products are super cute and we like super cute stamps and things too. What's nice is we now have the suite collections that we can get everything in a suite with one item code, and that's kind of how the Beginner's Brochure works too. There's one item code, it gets little ink spots, it gets a D block, the stamp set, adhesive, so everything you would need to recreate the project. So let me go back. So like with our cute fruit stamp set, when someone purchases this little bundle there, they can recreate the projects. And those are really cute, simple stamping directly on the little card or note card. So I wanted to feature this partially because this is just such a cute set and there's so much that you can do with it. So here's a little look at this zebra card that I received in a demonstrator card swap. Thought it was very, very cute. And we will get started with our cute fruit. So this is a photopolymer stamp set. It has 17 stamps and several of them are two-step. So like you've got the watermelon and the watermelon rind. And then you can also use that as an orange or lemon or lime slice. It's got some really cute little sentiments, these little faces. We're not using any of those today. I kind of wish that we had. That would be cute to add to any of the fruit though, any of the cards that we're going to be making today. And I do have a cute fruit stamp set to give away to anyone that participates in mystery stamping. You'll be entered for a chance to win that stamp set. It is adorable and it's so much fun to work with. Let me go ahead and bring in our project. We're using some colors that are not something I would typically go for. We've got a granny apple green card base, a little garden green layer, and then this designer series paper actually comes from Artistry Blooms from the annual catalog, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Some bumblebee ribbon, and then the cute little pineapple. So here's that Artistry Blooms designer series paper. It's very, very pretty. Lots of beautiful colors.
Sherry says she loves it.
It's really pretty, Sherry. I've enjoyed using this paper. Kind of a watercolor wash to one of the sides of the paper, and then some cute images, background images on the other side. So really gorgeous paper, and it's been fun to use. So that's where we kind of pulled our color combo today for our project. So I've got my granny apple green card base, and we will be working on a PDF tutorial for you again. So don't worry about measurements. I'll be getting those posted. It may be a couple days, but I'll get that PDF up for you. And then, of course, a piece of Whisper White for the inside. You could probably get away with writing your message on this granny apple green cardstock. It's a pretty bright green, but I always like to add that inside layer. I just feel like it gives it a finished look. You all know I love my liquid glue. So I'll give that a second to dry. And then let's see, let me go ahead and bring in that designer series paper, and this is the piece I chose to use. Kind of that variegated green. I think there's a couple greens in that paper, isn't there, Dee? I'm using a lot of glue this morning. Trying to get this lined up.
It's got Coastal Cabana garden green, granny apple green.
Odell says Coastal Cabana, which I consider to be a blue. Garden green and granny apple green. Calypso Coral's kind of that, well, coral. It's really pretty. It's also got gorgeous grape in it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And then we're just going to add this. I'm trying to decide. I think we'll go with how we have it on this other card, where the darker section is towards the bottom. I like that. Of course, the train is coming through, y'all. I don't know if you can hear it. It may be the one that goes the other side of town, but I can hear it. I did post a link to the Beginners Brochure in our Cute Fruit group. So you can go check that out. Like I said, I did not send those out with catalogs this time. Okay. What?
No. Everything's good.
Okay. We're okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me find some other things here. I think we'll go ahead and pop this piece up here. This is from the Nested Labels dies, and I didn't grab those out to show you. They're not a set of dies that I use a lot, but I really do like them. They were part of Bird Ballad Suite last catalog. I'll go ahead and pop this up. Thanks. Okay, and Dale's saying be sure to remember to put my ribbon. So this is the Bumblebee ribbon, and it is really cute. We're just going to put a little piece underneath that label to just give a little bit of interest. Don't need a lot of it. It'll just add a little bit more color. And I think I'll use glue dots for that. And then we're going to use a couple of stamping techniques today. I'll be interested to see if you guys know them.
So there's a quiz.
There's a quiz? Why?
You're checking to see if they know them.
Oh. No, there's not a test. There's no test with crafting, Dale. It's just fun. Give him a haircut. Let's see, we'll put this up a little bit because I think on my other card I wish that I'd gone up a little bit further. So y'all let me know what you think about this little pineapple card. A couple years ago, well several years ago now, I think about 10, we went on a cruise and went to a pineapple plantation in Jamaica. It was really awesome. We learned all kinds of stuff about pineapples, so that's what I was thinking about while getting this little project ready. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. And I've got a little scrap here of Whisper White. I think we'll start with our pineapple. And I've got Bumblebee ink and also Mango Melody. So Mango Melody is not a color that I use a lot, but it's nice and bright and really fun. Let's see, we're going to start with Mango Melody and ink up our pineapple. And then we're going to do something called Rock and Roll. But first let me stamp it just so you can see the Mango Melody pineapple. Super cute. Now let's ink it back up with Mango Melody and come in with the Bumblebee, and we're going to kind of rock and roll around the ink pad and pick up some of that darker ink.
Robbie says they're cute.
I really like the pineapples.
Beverly says it reminds her of Hawaii.
Oh, does it? Yes. So let me know if you can see a difference in those two images. So just with the mango melody and then adding the bumblebee gives it some contrast. Let me know if you guys can see that on camera. Yeah, it worked really well. This is a great technique when you're doing floral images. It works a little better with larger images, but it's working good with this as well. So what do they think, Danny?
Jen Moore says she can see it.
Okay,
Says she can see
good,
it.
good. I hope y'all like this.
Lisa says she sees it.
Good. It really does add just a little more depth to that stamped image. Now we're going to bring in Pear Pizzazz. Both of these ink pads are the older style. And this is Garden Green. And we've got the pineapple topper. And we're going to do the same thing again. Ink it with Pear Pizzazz. And stamp it, which is cute. But then ink it with Pear Pizzazz. And kind of around the bottom, rock and roll. And stamp it again. I may have gotten a little bit too much. Do we have a chamois? Yeah. Let's try that one more time. I think I got too much Garden Green. So it's fun to just kind of experiment with this, and we used several different colors in the greens before we were really happy with it yesterday. Let's see if this one's better. Oh yeah, I think that one looks a lot better. So it just gives you more of a realistic look to that pineapple topper. So again, this is a great technique to use with larger floral images. Kind of roll around the edges and really make those petals look pretty. You can even do this with sentiments though. So by the magic of video, we actually have a pineapple and a topper already fussy cut. So I don't know if Cassandra's here with us today. She's not a fan of fussy cutting, as I think we all know. But I didn't want you guys to have to watch us do that on camera. So we just did it up ahead of time. We are going to, you can see, if you mess up, save that cardstock and use the other side. That's what we did there. Oops. So let's get these dimensional backs off. And we're going to be pretty much wrapping up here. This is a simple card. Simple but cute. So we're going to put our pineapple pretty close to the bottom of this nested label. And let's put the topper on. So one of the things we learned when we went to the pineapple plantation was how to make sure that you're purchasing a pineapple in the grocery store that's not overripe. So what you want to do is pull on the top of one of these little, I don't know what you call them exactly.
Just leaves or something.
Yeah, kind of like a leaf. But you want to pull it out when you're at the grocery store. You want it to give just a little bit of tension. You don't want it to come straight out. If it does, it's overripe. And if you really have to tug hard, then it's not ripe enough. So just that other little tip for you. I don't know. I think we went underneath the pineapple on that one. Maybe we'll go over on this one. Just a little bit different. So we've got our cute little pineapple, and I love the way that that rock and roll technique gives it just a little bit more depth there. Let me bring my mat back in because we need to do a little bit more stamping. We've got just a little scrap of Whisper White. Now when you're saving scraps of cardstock, small pieces like this, I know everybody's a little bit different. I don't generally keep unless it's Whisper White or Very Vanilla, because I use these little 1/4 and 1/2 inch strips all the time. Let's ink up our sentiment. I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. And that's how we feel about y'all. Let me see if I can get it somewhat straight. Of course, the phone and the light's up above me, so that's my excuse, right? Oh, looks a little wonky. We have one that we already stamped that we'll use. I just want to show you something new that we've just discovered. So this Taylor Tag Punch, I know a lot of you own it. It's one of my go-tos. It's a really great punch. And I shared this with my team this week. I just saw a demonstrator use this to banner or flag the end of a sentiment strip. So you're going to bring that little strip into the punch and find where your sentiment ends and back out just a little bit. And look at that, y'all. Isn't that cute? So another use for our punches, I love having those other ideas. And I thought that was really cool to be able to flag the end very simply. Some people can cut in and it looks perfect, but I like to use punches. And we have the banner triple punch, but it's a little bit bigger and harder for those smaller sentiment strips. So I thought that was a good answer for us. Let's put some dimensionals on our sentiment that we stamped earlier. And we're going to be done with this little card. Our first cute fruit. So the other thing I thought about when, oops, those dimensional backs are getting everywhere. I moved the sentiment over to the right on this one. And after I did that, I thought that would have looked better if it was over toward the left. So let's do that on this card. I just feel like with the ribbon being over to the right and the sentiment being over to the right on this card, it just looked a little unbalanced. So let me know which one you like better. If you like the one with the sentiment to the left or the one with the sentiment to the right. I know that's just a very little subtle difference, but sometimes that makes a difference to the visual interest of the card. So you guys let me know.
Lisa said it was fancy stamping.
Lisa says it's fancy stamping? The rock and roll, is that what you mean, Lisa? It's so easy. It's really easy. And just give it a try. We're actually in our mystery stamping going to give you the option, depending on what image you chose, to do some rock and roll and give it a try. And I will be posting a virtual swap thread. So if you create a card this morning, if you recreate something we're making, or if you have crafted in the last week or two and you want to share your project, you're always welcome to do that. I love seeing what you create, and I know that it inspires other people.
Well, I probably followed directions and said the right.
The right?
And LaDonna did not follow directions. She said, love the card.
I think either way it looks cute, but sometimes I get kind of hung up on, is the card balanced? And so either way, I think it looks cute. I like the way that our pineapples and the top of the pineapple turns out. So I think that's cool too, that you can put that either above or below on your pineapple. So that's it for card number 1. We're going to move some supplies around and regroup, and we'll be back at 10 o'clock with another project for you, and I promise you it is super cute too. Thanks, y'all.